There's no question that although we're not quite ready to say we're done with CK3, that we are very much in the end game now. Already it's safe to say we are the strongest power in Europe, and that's with the Holy Roman Empire, Bohemia and the Byzantines still very much being a thing. Admittedly, the HRE is not what it was, but it is still there, and we still need to take it down, and we still have to take down the other two. So we're not done yet. I decided the best way to start off was attacking Bohemia. They split off from the HRE during our last war with them, and we need their territory in order to gain our major goal. So they seem like an obvious choice. However, it wasn't going to be. The war was going quite well, right up until the point that Empress Aeon drank herself to death. I'm not kidding. We finally got an Emperor Finn, which is a good thing, but it's the only piece of good news we have. The bad news is that I didn't realise until after we won the war that I screwed up the empire. The Empire of Hispania, Maghreb and Carpathia all split off. I honestly did not anticipate... I hadn't realised quite how old she was, and also I hadn't anticipated she was going to die so early. I hadn't sorted out the succession, and so we lost most of the empire. Suffice to say, I did reload, and the first thing I did as soon as that happened was disinherit everybody who wasn't Finn, just to be safe. And then I bribed my children, so they didn't kill me. Now it's time to do a smaller war, because, well, if someone's going to die soon, I don't want the successor to be in the middle of a massive war. It's time to finally take the rest of Egypt. And yeah, we got it. Which also gave me territory in the Horn of Africa that I'm not so bothered about. But hey, it's more prestige, it's more troops. However, I then forgot the logic that I had, and I decided to take on the Byzantine Empire. It's very ambitious, but fuck it, I want it. But I do want it, but I seem to be having problems. My armies are taking forever to raid, and they're being massacred. I tried again with armies further away, same problem. Not really sure why it's happening. Tried again against Bohemia, but again, same problem. My only guess is that maybe they need time to reassemble. I'm still not super good at this game. I still don't know all the intricacies, so I'm not really sure. I also don't know why my troops are low quality. Probably should figure that out. Anyway, as I was giving them some time to reassemble, Empress Aeon died again, but this time for real. Emperor Finn will now take the throne properly with an actually intact empire. I know, it's shocking. He takes them time to first ensure the empire remains intact and he doesn't lose it to infighting, before turning his attention to his ancestral goal. Specifically, we're going after the HRE. We have a natural claim on a bunch of little territories in Germany and the Netherlands, and they're very weakened right now, so it seems logical. We have no issues with our armies this time, so looks like I did the right thing there. This war though, oh my god, it was challenging. The HRE is weakened, but here's the thing. It's weakened, it isn't weak. It took us a lot of time before we can even seize the capital, and we lost a lot of men in the process. Then for reasons I cannot understand, we seem to be losing it. The game said it's because we didn't control the territory we wanted to seize, so I then seized it all, and it still had me as losing. I was honestly expecting to have to surrender. I don't know what was wrong. It got down to minus 50%, and then, oh God was smiling on us. We captured their emperor and won. God, that was a nice bit of luck, wasn't it? That expanded our German and Dutch holding, especially our Dutch holding, since all we had before really was just Amsterdam. Side note, some bastard took a piece of Sicily. We're not going to deal with that yet, but I will need to. I decided I needed to keep people sort of loyal, so I decided to make a bunch of titles to gift to people, so I can secure their loyalty and so on. That was a mistake. Did you know that having too many titles makes people want you gone? Yes, that's what happens. There was a dissolution faction of 20 people, mostly kings and queens, with 314% of the military power required to defeat me. Well, fuck. Good news is, I did have the solution to the problem. Bribery! Emperor Finn is a naturally diplomatic individual, and that means his bribes are worth even more, and it gets them to shut up, and the problem went away. If it hadn't, that would have been the end of the series. No, that wouldn't have been great. Next up, Emperor Finn needs to prove himself. The battle against HRE was great, but ultimately it did only secure like a handful of counties, and don't get me wrong, that's good, but it's not enough. However, Bohemia. Bohemia has way more, and we have a claimant for both the Kingdom of Bohemia and the Kingdom of Lithuania, which is those combined make up that whole load of territory. And they're already at war with the HRE, so they're already busy. That seems like a perfect time to strike. We call in every ally we can and make our way for the capital. Prague fell easily, and with that we march north, reseizing our lands while they try to flee. We get to them, we defeat them on the battlefield, and with a few final conquests we are done. Bohemia is ours, and that is now, without a shadow of a doubt, it. We are now the dominant power in Germany. We have usurped the original role of the Holy Roman Empire. Speaking of them, how about we go to war with them yet again? As weak as they are now, they still hold territory we want. It was the easiest war ever. I rushed their armies, defeated them, captured the Emperor again, and that was that. Several more counties, now just ours. I also had a brief war against the Byzantines, not my choice. An ally declared it, but it got invalidated, so oh well. Now, Sicily. By right it is ours. It's some of the first land we took back when we were still just part of Roma. And by God are we having it now. Emperor Finn's wife died during the war, so he married again before marching into that piece of Sicily and taking it. We had a daughter, Judita, and another one, Judipudi, as we went further south to stop that kingdom completely and secure Sicily for good. And we took it back. Now we continue for other territory that is rightfully ours, invading and subjugating the kingdom of Hellas. Greek lands are rightfully Roman lands. But then something interesting happened during that war. I was given the option to restore the Pope to Rome. Huh? Okay, so the King of Aragon seized the Kingdom of Italy, and including that, they seized Rome. Yup. We now have the city of Rome in our empire. I did try to seize the title myself because I wanted that as my capital, but he gave it away. However, it does mean we now have the ability to take the title in future, and if nothing else, we have the city of Rome in our empire. Anyway, Hellas fell easily, as I said, and we took it, and we continued with another war against HRE, picking some more bones from the corpse of this once great empire. It almost seemed unfair at this point, but I'll try and be okay with that. Suffice to say the war was easy, and look at that, another duchy and 4 more counties taken from them. Then I need to make a decision. Prince Hans is due to take the throne, but Hans is already getting old. I don't really want an old emperor, nor do I particularly want an emperor not named after a follower, so I decided to disinherit him. The title will now pass to Judita, which I will admit, I assumed it was going to go to one of Hans' children. It didn't exactly mean to nominate a 5-year-old to be the empress, but I guess I did. Now for one last tiny war. A small piece of our Egyptian territory fell away, and it's time to bring them back into the fold. We take that before sailing down to the Horn of Africa and beating them once and for all. Easy. Now for Rome. It was actually quite simple really. I took the title of King of Italy, not Kingdom of Italy, of King of Italy back for myself. I could then grant it to the current Count of Rome, which made him my vassal, at which point I could then seize the title of Count of Rome from him. I think that's a good trade. I took his county and gave him a kingdom. With that done, I finally moved my realm capital. And at last, the Roman Empire is being managed from Rome, as it always should have been. We have finally put the Rome in Roman, and this feels like a great place to leave it. Our last major opponent now is the Byzantines. Bohemia's gone, now a part of our empire, and the HRE, I mean, they're still there, but I wouldn't exactly call them a threat. We have all of North Africa. We only need to secure the Balkans and modern-day Turkey, and then we're done. I'm sure there's only a few episodes left of this, I really am, because we're getting close. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all very, very soon.